Greetings. So we have before us a rather large mosaic of the resurrection, 16 feet by 12, made of about 250,000 little hand-cut tesserae. But I want to concentrate today on the theology behind this image, what it depicts. It depicts Christ's descent into Hades. Between when Christ died and rose, he was in Hades delivering all the righteous. So the jaws of hell, as it were, the jaws of Hades have opened up. The rocks at the top are like jaws opened, or waves parting. We recall in the Old Testament that Moses, by the inspiration of God, led the people out of the slavery of Egypt and came to the Red Sea, and the Red Sea waters parted. So in a sense, this is a type, a prophecy of the real Passover, the real crossing of the Red Sea, which is Christ's entrance into Hades and the deliverance of all those found there. So who is he delivering? In this particular mosaic, starting from the top left, we have King David, who represents all the righteous. And then we have Adam and Eve. I am a convert to Orthodoxy, and one of the first things that struck me was that Adam and Eve were the first people to be resurrected, and they're the very ones who let sin into the world. So isn't that incredible that the two people, if we could take the story literally, who brought sin into the world, are the first people to be raised up. And what's interesting also is that Christ is holding their wrists. Christ is taking initiative and is pulling them out. And then we have John the Baptist, often called John the Forerunner. He's called the Forerunner because he was sent before Christ on earth to prepare people on earth to receive the Lord's word. The wonderful thing is that he was such a servant to Christ that he was willing to be killed so he could go to Hades and be a forerunner in Hades as well as on earth. So he's there, as it were, preparing the people for the coming of the Lord. The mandorla around Christ, this orange disc, can be understood as a halo, but a halo not just of the head, but the whole body, which explains its sort of particular shape. Now, I mentioned this wonderful thing about the colours in this mandorla. It's the opposite of what we'd expect. If it's a natural light, we have a lot of light in the middle, and then the light gets less and less as it goes out. Here it's the opposite. In the core of it is very dark blue, and then as you go further away, it's lighter. This, I think, can be taken as a symbol of the fact that God in his essence is unknowable. God is God and is infinite and is unknowable. So the centre is this dark, mysterious blue. But then God comes to us out of his love, as light, as love and mercy and goodness. So on the outside we have these lighter colours. If this were the Transfiguration icon, there'd be rays of light entering people's hearts. Down below we have the gates of Hades, which are in a cross shape. We remember those wonderful words in Pascha. Christ has trampled down death by death. And one of the hymns talks about how Hades saw this man, Christ, and all the miracles he'd done on earth. And when Hades saw Christ who was being crucified, it thought, oh, that's great, let's take this man, let's gobble him up, let's eat him. So Christ has got a bit of a plan up his sleeve. He allows himself to be eaten by Hades. Once he's inside the stomach, as it were, of Hades, he declares himself God and then lets all the prisoners free. So he sort of tricked Hades. By dying, he conquers death. And over the black background, we see shattered instruments of torture, the shattered locks of Hades. And of course here we have the graves, the tombs, representing death. There's so much more one could say that we'll stop there. If you pray in front of the icon, listen to the church services, the texts and the biblical readings will interpret icons for you.